I'm curious, like just some bigger picture takeaways.
Yeah.
I mean, what this is like my favorite part where we just kind of deconstruct it a little bit. And what strikes me most about the Lusitania is what a turning point it was and the domino effect it precipitated. I mean, it was one torpedo, one ship on one afternoon, and suddenly public outrage, policy shifts, and eventually America's entry into the war. And the thing about dominoes is you don't always know which ones are going to keep going and keep falling or which ones are just going to kind of tip over and stop, right? So looking back, it's easy to see the chain reaction, but in the moment, it had to just be so unclear and confusing. Do you think we're any better now at spotting which events are just noise and which events are true turning points?
We're not. And one of my favorite monologues in a film is in Charlie Wilson's War, when the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman, playing I think a CIA officer, is trying to give the Texas congressman a lesson on, even though the Mujahideen have successfully beat back the Soviets in Afghanistan, who knows what the dominoes will fall. And it's this whole thing about the Zen master and the child. The short version for your listeners is a boy gets a horse. And everybody in the village is like, oh, that's so wonderful. And the Zen master says, we'll see. And then the boy falls off the horse, or the horse falls on him and he breaks his leg and injures him forever. And everybody in the village says, well, that's so horrible. And the Zen master says, we'll see. And then all the young men in the village are called to war, but he can't go because
of his broken leg,
because of injury. And everyone's like, isn't that great? And the Zen master's like, we'll see. And that is everything. Like, you could, while you were talking about trench warfare, I always immediately think of the World War I movies I've seen. In the remake of All Quiet on the Western Front, which was done by a German director, writer, etc., I believe, they add a scene where the Germans are surrendering, and I think the Brits and the French are being like really tough, and this was a German way of looking at World War I, which is because of the austerity measures and what you did to Germany during the armistice of World War I, World War II happened. And that is a very German view of, well, not just German. I think there are historians who think that that the armistice and the peace of World War I in many ways set the conditions that created World War II. So I don't know. I mean, I was about to say, well, that guy who ordered the smuggling of munitions into the Lusitania probably had some really bad months. And then at the end of it, the Americans come in because of that domino that fell and save the day.
It's like a we'll see moment. Yeah.
Right. It's exactly we'll see. But then there's also the we'll see of the victory of World War I, is, and it then causes World War II.
Okay, yes.
It causes Hitler's rise to power. Would it have been better in history if Germany had won World War I? I mean, maybe then Hitler wouldn't have come to power and all the horror from there. So I don't know.
So I love that analysis, Jake. It's a very, I think, sort of prudent and responsible way to look at the way dominoes fall through an historical lens.
Well, and that's how it happens, as we talked about with the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. But
there you go.
I'm guessing that whoever made the decision to hide the munitions in the Lusitania definitely, probably at the end of the day, got all sorts of war medals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that is you're speaking to the one constant in all of these snafus, which is that right. No one is ever held accountable.
Correct.
And more likely they are rewarded in some way for the snafus.